All right, all right, all right. Let's get this show going before I fall asleep. Yo, how's it going, people? We're back with another show. I'm really sorry I'm late today. We didn't finish work until like 10 to 8 this evening. We had a P1 issue at work, so work is work. I can't just put work off. So I do apologize for that, but there was a P1 emergency that we had to deal with, and so it's life. It sucks, but it is what it is. But how are we doing today? Wait a minute. There we go. See? I'm telling you, I'm half asleep. It's been a long day today. There's going to be bumps and crosses along the road. But I'm hoping everyone heard my intro. How are we all doing today? I'm just really tired, man. Haven't even eaten yet. It's been a long day today. A long, arduous shift. What are you guys talking about? So yesterday, you guys may have, some of you who were over at my Twitch stream will have seen that it was my final stream. And it has now changed names to something I don't even know what it is. Is that it? It is indeed. So if you do want to support what my little boy's doing, he's already gone ahead and rebranded everything and got rid of all and everything that was dear to me. He's already torn down a legacy. But bless him. He's about to venture into his own streaming life. So here is me supporting him. He does a lot of party games. There was a game that he was playing last night. He does play into the early hours of the morning for those interested. So feel free to check him out when he's live. It's not just studios, it's around a whole company. I'm going to get to that story in just a bit. I think before we get into the doom and gloom, because there are people that worked there that I actually know personally that got laid off as well, which isn't nice. But you know, layoffs are layoffs. Companies are going to restructure, and it is what it is. Like I said, unless you know them personally, it is what it is, but it sucks no matter how you look at it. But I wanted to start off with something a little, you know, with some, you know, not so deep or anything like that, but something I saw just before going live. And it's this over here. This Backbone 1 Death Stranding 2 limited edition. It comes in this crazy box. And it's basically just a see-through clamshell with see-through yellow and blue, and it's priced at 160 USD. Because it has the drawbridge symbol on there, I guess. Does it even have anything else on here that signifies anything that it is? But that's crazy price, man, but it is limited edition. What do you guys think? Anyone interested in buying? I'm good, Diablo. It's going to be a shorter stream today anyway, so. Come on! Someone must be interested in this amazingly cool limited edition. It comes in a box like this. Come on, Bullets, you're always watching DCG. You're simping for him like crazy. Yeah, it's one of those backbone controllers for mobile devices. So I'm going to take it this is a massive no for everyone. Look, it only costs the same price as a PlayStation Portal. No? It's the same price as the PS Portal. Why wouldn't you want why wouldn't you want this over a Portal? Well, no, Steve's a Reforged fan. Right? Honestly, I was thinking about this a lot recently, right? And I think Nintendo has the right of it. I really think Nintendo has the right of it, and Microsoft has seen this. And that's why they're going the way they're going. I think dockable handhelds for gaming are the future. They allow for on-the-go gaming, home console gaming, and cloud gaming all at the same time, wherever you are. It gives you the best of everything. They just need to be powerful enough. Bullets was saying that you were watching DCG. But the model that Nintendo has, I think people are starting to recognize that it is the way to go forward. But, you know, the backbone could be cool, but not at the price of a Portal. This is crazy money. Yeah, a part of me still wants it, but I'm not going to buy it, not for that price. But, you know, crazy times. Switch 2 is underpowered, but I think once developers start utilizing the hardware properly, I think you're going to see it shine a lot more. I think it's going to hit its potential probably in the next year. But no one is really using DLSS. I think only Outlaws is using DLSS on the Switch 2 right now. And you can see the vast improvement that that game has had on the Switch 2. But all the others aren't. They're just using the raw power of the Switch 2. Nintendo only just announced now that, all right, we've given you 3 months to jump over to the Switch 2. We're no longer supporting, you know, we're focusing now on our games for the Switch 2. And so going forward, they're going to be focusing on the Switch 2. Whether that means, you know, you'll still get like little games going over to Switch 1, but the main titles only on Switch 2, I don't know. But they've basically said that the 144 million players on Switch 1, they're leaving them behind and starting a new generation with the Switch 2. UE5 doesn't struggle. It's developers that struggle. Developers are shit, and they can't optimize. They've already, you know, oh, who's the CEO of UE? I keep thinking it's Sweeney, but that's Borderlands. I forget his name. What's his name? Come on, people. Someone in chat must know his name. What's Epic boss name? Okay, Googling Epic boss. It's I got off course. Oh, it is Tim Sweeney. Never mind. I did remember right. Right. So Tim Sweeney. It was. I did remember right. I'm thinking of some Randy Pitchford for Borderlands. Will I buy Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition? What does it do that my copy of Fallout 4 doesn't have? But he's openly said that you need to optimize the game from the beginning. If you optimize the games from the beginning, the games work. And we've seen multiple games with UE5 where they run perfectly fine. And so it's not an engine problem, it's a developer problem. What they're doing is not listening to what, you know, Unreal is saying, what Epic is saying, in optimizing your games from the beginning. And what they're doing is what they used to doing is building the game and make it, you know, having it run like crap all the way to the end, and then doing the optimization at the end. That's like the old school method of developing video games. You build everything and then you optimize at the end for everything else. You kind of go forward and then back. The way Unreal Engine is designed, you kind of have to optimize at each stage of the development, and they're not doing that. But the companies that are doing that and are using Unreal Engine 5 have a flawless experience. So if AA games can have a flawless experience using Unreal Engine 5, so can AAA developers. The difference is they're doing it right and the AAA are doing it wrong. And that's basically where it's at. But are they remaking the Anniversary Edition? And the quests, does it add anything to the main storyline? You spent £50 on Nubia microtransactions? Hey Banisher, if I change my title to Ubisoft, are you gonna start throwing super chats my way too? Be sending £1,000 a day, right? Let's get to changing this. Let's add a title here. Let's see. Oh no, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. What? This isn't what I had planned. Let's see. There we go. See how this works. All right. Let the super chats roll in, boys. Let it roll in. I want to see this shit roll in. I want to see this stuff roll in. It's going to roll in, right? $11p? Get this shit out of here. I want no 11p. You had your 11p's worth of advertising right there.
I don't condone this.
Oh, that was funny. Hey!
Ubisoft #1.
There we go. Back it goes. I'm sorry. He kept it up there for 5 minutes. He earned it. But Arc Raiders is doing amazing, right? They got 2.5 million players. 70% is on Steam. 17% on PlayStation. And 13.5% on Xbox. PlayStation has less than 100,000 more players, but apparently tripled the user base. That's crazy. See? I know they say it's all about the size, but it isn't always about the size. And Xbox is proving that sometimes size just doesn't matter. It's what you do with it. Am I right or am I right? Look at all the insecure ones in the chat now wondering if they should say yes or no. People like, man, should I actually respond to this? I don't really know how to respond to this right now. Am I gonna like expose myself? Mm-hmm. Oh man. Wait, we've gone from monthly active users now to doing daily active users? Wow, Steam. Steam just wants to get a new metric in there. Obviously, these are just estimates, right, from Linear Analytics. They're getting it from the reviews that they always do, most likely. It's an extraction shooter, and really, you got to play with a group. If you're going as solo, you are going to get ganked. Like, you're going to get ganked hard. But this is what I'm saying when it comes to PC. There are certain games that are engineered towards the PC audience. Arc Raiders is one of them. It's not engineered towards the console user base. And those numbers clearly tell the story. But still, I'm happy that they're doing well. Good luck to Marathon with this, because I think this came out at the perfect time, and it's going to be interesting to see how good they do past the honeymoon period. Because, you know, the honeymoon period is what it's all about. I mean, when aren't they being annoying, Steve? They have the monopoly. They can do what they want. They throw a few crumbs and do a few things to show they're consumer friendly, but ultimately, you know, it's the goodwill that they've garnered over the years that keep people coming back. I mean, Leif, I'm amazing. I had a guy standing in front of me and I was shooting like a stormtrooper. He didn't even have to move and I still missed. It was amazing. It's a good thing that I don't even think he actually killed me in the end. He just looked at me and walked away because it seemed like I wasn't even worth the bullets. You know it's bad when you miss like a whole cartridge and then they look at you and they're like, yeah, it ain't even worth it. Yeah, I was playing on a test server when they were doing the network test. So Steve, why are they being annoying? You've not elaborated on any of this information. You can't just say stuff like that. Wait, did they hire Carmine? They just tossed Dom and Marcus away and hired Carmine? What's happened with the adult games on Steam? Have they completely vanished now? Alright, your 5 minutes of earnings are up. Remember, you know how to get it back. By X, I'm assuming just a random developer from publishing, whilst letting others publish because they have an ass in a picture. Yeah, all of this is getting silly. Honestly, right? Look. Let me just boot up Steam for a second. Because I'm pretty sure. Right. So I am right. They have Snowbreak on Steam, which is a gacha game, which is pretty much soft porn. And they show you everything. I'm talking ass, titties, you name it. And that's allowed on there because that brings a lot of money. I'm guessing the other game didn't bring a lot of money. Right, I'm talking about a game where they release a new trailer for the character and about 80% of the reveal trailer is censored. Like, what's that? But that's on Steam. But no nipples, so it's safe. Ah, you're talking about the outfit where they've got the butterfly on the nipple. I see what you're saying, Brick. Oh. Hey, Brick, 100%ed New Brighton. It's done. No more content left for that update. Found all the bosses as well. They were actually quite cool, hiding around in the city. It was a cool little hunt. Did Brick's chat get censored? Ah, because he said nipples, didn't he? Was that by Nightbot by any chance? If anyone knows? I'm just trying to log into the main chat. Well, no, Nightbot isn't even in here. So YouTube did it. Okay. Yeah, the problem with that, Steve, is that if you go to GOG, no one's going to buy it. Cloud gaming is trash? Nah, cloud gaming is good, man. I mean, if you have bad internet, then I can understand why you think cloud gaming is bad. And to that, I'll just say get good internet. But cloud gaming is good. I could be talking about... I don't even know what that is. Is that a new gacha? But yeah, chat. It was so weird yesterday. I finally signed off for the last time on my Twitch account. It's quite emotional. I think we went until like 1:30 in the morning. But that era of my streaming has come to an end. Hey, Grey Monad. Depends where you go, Banner Show. In the UK, community fiber is really cheap. Community fiber, I think you can get for like £20 for 500 meg. And for the average person, that's more than enough. That's enough for 4K streaming. Nah, hell nah. Nvidia is amazing. I have an entire Gears 5 clip, all streamed in real time. Can't tell the difference unless you play with mouse and keyboard. Then you notice a weird lag. I've never played GeForce Now with mouse and keyboard, only with a controller. But I agree. I can't see the difference. I've played whole games on there, like Alan Wake 2. If you want to know the true state of the gaming industry, just watch it. I mean, they just cry. I'm here to have fun and have a good time. I'm not here to doom and gloom. I'm here to be cheerful and enjoy my time. Yes, I still have that clip of you trying that Oreo Coca-Cola. And it was disgusting. It was absolutely horrible. It is the most vile thing I've tasted in a long time. That thing is an abomination and it shouldn't exist anymore. It's literally just crap. I played Kingdom Come 2 with Luna. Amazing performance for the price. I mean, isn't it free? Well, I guess you need Amazon Prime to use it, but yeah. Try it again. You missed it. I don't think they sell it in a diet form. Nah, I can't drink it. They don't sell it in diet form, man. If I drink a full fat Coke, it could, you know, it'll kill. It can put me in the hospital. That's my excuse, and I'm gonna stick with it. Yeah, I get what you mean, Ray. I mean, the Luna prices are the Luna offerings are pretty cool, but I find that what they do is a little weird. If we look at it here, so these are the top new games that they've added. I mean, and they've actually got, you know, they've got Indiana Jones as well. Play now, like literally part of your Prime subscription. Hogwarts Legacy, Garfield kart racing. Come on, who doesn't want Garfield? You've got Sonic Mania as well. This is really good. Steve's Angry Birds. You know, Bullets is Courtroom Chaos. You got Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Right? You got all these classic games that are there. Dave the Diver, Tetris Connected. Where do we actually go to see the games though? Like they've got different bundles, right? And they show you what's what. Also, if you buy a game, depending on the store that you're at, regardless of the store that you're at, so if you buy it from Ubisoft, Steam, or wherever, you can also play them on Luna as well. You get access to them. Okay, here's the Luna standard. So these are the games you get. Let's go A to Z. There's quite a lot you get in here as part of your bundle. That's just part of your Amazon Prime subscription, right? And if we're looking at it from the top, you've got some decent games here. Alien Isolation. You got Bus Simulator, Borderlands 3, Dave the Diver, Dead Island 2, Devil May Cry 5, Dishonored 2. You got the Fallout 3, 4, or Vegas, sorry. You got Farm Simulator. You got lots of Fortnite, obviously. Hogwarts, Indiana Jones. I'm really surprised to see Indiana Jones here. Kingdom Come Deliverance. You know, you got lots of games. Resident Evil 2. Like, cloud gaming is just becoming bigger and bigger, and they're all trying to kind of captivate you to go to their audience, and this is where Microsoft will ultimately win in the end, because they've got the biggest pie in the, you know, the biggest pie. Then you got Luna Premium for those that want to pay extra, right? And then you get even more titles for $9 a month. You get Bonkies and Clay Fighter. You get Dead Space and Death Stranding. You get Wall-E, which is basically Short Circuit, but the Temu version. Right? You got all of these other random games. Guacamole is really, really good. You got Metro now. And so it's really cool that they've added, I mean, it's a lot of games. What I don't like that they do is split the publishers. But then again, everyone does that, so it's kind of thing. Jackpot games, these are really fun party games that you can play. But the free premium tier is good enough, and it works really well, right? You just click on it, and I just play now, and that's it. I don't have to do anything. This is what Stadia did, and it was really good. And if you actually get the Amazon controller, which is why I'm really hoping that, what is it? Microsoft released that cloud-based controller. You don't have to sync anything. The moment you hit play and your controller's on, it connects to the cloud servers. You've already made that sync once. You never have to connect it to your PC again. Once it's connected to, not to your PC, sorry, to the Amazon AWS cloud servers, once it's made that connection once you put it on, that's it. It instantly connects. Exactly the same way Google did it, and I'm hoping Microsoft do the same thing, because that was the plan with their controller. But it just removes that barrier of having to constantly sync it up, and instead of it going through your PC and then through your internet, it goes connecting straight to the cloud servers. So yeah, this is like a really cool thing. You just hit play now and the game works. That's it. Hey, Solar Cord. You sent me that. Oh man, back then I used to have a much better beard as well. Let me see. I'm already getting PTSD from it. That is nasty, man. That drink was nasty. But yeah, so I think Luna, they've basically continued on from where Google was. They basically took Google's idea and ran with it. You enjoyed it. These guys are trying to make me play Huntsman. I'm waiting for that game that my kid was playing last night. That was really interesting. Essentially, it's up to 8 players. If you play it with 8 players, 2 of you are like a poltergeist ghost, and 6 of you are normal humans, and you have to work your way out without dying to the ghost. But you can't really see the ghost, but when the ghost is near you and they slightly show their presence, everything goes crazy and it starts, it gets really loud and noisy and everything. It basically makes you panic. But they can also freak you the fuck out, and it's really funny. It was a good watch last night. It's a lot like Phasmophobia, but it's different. I have played Phasmophobia. I just feel like Phasmophobia has a learning curve, and if you don't know how to play it, it's not as fun. No, Dead by Daylight is different. You don't have anything like things to unlock. It's more of a Phasmophobia ripoff than a Dead by Daylight ripoff, because the way you escape is you need to uncover what the ghost or the demon or whatever it is. Once you discover what it is, you basically banish it. So you've got to work out from the clues what it is, and if you guess wrong, you die instantly. Yeah, it's got more. It's more similar to Phasmophobia. I mean, then that means Phasmophobia is a Dead by Daylight clone. Everything is a Dead by Daylight clone. Every game in existence that has that structure is a Dead by Daylight clone. Let's not be silly. After 2 long years of a dead by its battery, why didn't you replace it? Okay. Why wouldn't you replace it? There are many games of that kind that came before Dead by Daylight. So I guess Dead by Daylight is a clone too. Now, you had that weird game that came out a lot on consoles ages ago. Now, Dead by Daylight is a fun game. I like it. What I don't like about Dead by Daylight is when you either get people who are really, really good, or pick characters that are like really cheap, or they kind of grift and don't really play the game the way it's supposed to be played, and then it kind of ruins the experience. It's really easy to ruin the experience in that game. Hey, look, don't diss Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt was a great game. Actually, now that you mentioned Duck Hunt, there was something that has showed me the other day. This is something that I actually had the pleasure of going and trying out when they called me in, but I'm not seeing. Oh, here it is. So, light guns are coming back to gaming. And so you've got the 2 light gun bundles or the single bundle. You get 4 games with this one, whereas you get 1 game with this one. Time Crisis is single player only. It works really well. It's basically, let's see if we can go in and can we make these bigger? So that box there is basically the console that you plug into your TV. And these basically connect and look at your box for AI recognition. It's all done via AI, but it's really cool the way it actually works. So for those of you that are interested in light gun gaming, it is coming back. You get Time Crisis, you get Point Blank, and 2 Steel Runners and Steel Runners 2, I think it is. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame that Time Crisis is only 1 player, but apparently when I was speaking to the developers, well, the company that was bringing this out as a gaming platform, Bandai insisted on releasing it arcade perfect to celebrate the 30th anniversary, so they wanted it to be single player, which is a shame. I think it should have been it'd be better if you guys could actually see what I'm talking about, but it would have been better if it was multiplayer. But yeah, when I was there and I was trying this out, it was actually good fun. It had a little bit of niggles with recognition, and there was a couple of things that I suggested that would make the experience a little better. I'm hoping they took some of that into account. We was in contact for a little bit after I went, and they were taking my feedback and just asking questions. So hopefully some of that is going to make the product better. But yeah, this is coming everywhere. If this does well, based on my discussion with them, they are going to look at expanding it to other publishers, basically. But if this fails, then it pretty much ends the project there and then. So I know that, you know, other publishers have been in contact. They didn't specify exactly, but when I started prodding them, probably they basically, you know, companies like Sega and whatnot, Capcom, were also interested in something like this, really having a box with dedicated games on there for light guns to bring it back. Modded to play Halo Fireteam. Man, I'm so surprised that never came about. I did, Banisher. I did. He's a really nice guy. They have the black ones of these as well, but that's only available in Japan. Apparently, they for legal reasons they can't release it in the US and the UK because people run around with them and pretend they're real guns. So we have to have the toy blue guns for reasons, because we can't have nice things. Banisher, I also met Naoki Hamaguchi, the producer of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Did you see GTA 6 release date? If that was released today, I didn't see it. I literally finished work 10 to 8. I've been head down today. We've had lots of problems at work, so I had very little access to social media today. What's the release date? Has it been pushed back? By the way, chat, how quick do you think we can get into the actual game on Hogwarts Legacy? I've not actually tried Amazon Luna before. I mean, we could try something different as well. We could try Kingdom Come Deliverance, or Sonic Mania. Let's just see how simple. Delayed till November. Are you serious? No way. Wait, before I do this, I need to see if this is true. Because I am going to stand so vindicated if this is true. Everyone said I was full of shit and everything. And saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. It's true. It's true. And who called it? Who called it? Who said it was going to get delayed? And I said 100% it's getting delayed. And I said it's getting delayed till November for the next Xbox release. I said it was getting delayed till next November for the next Xbox release. They can get the chips earlier and then mass produce and sell them to the market later on. Q1 could literally be November. They can provide, if 10, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 chips earlier on. I told you it was going to get delayed. I told you it was going to get delayed. And now everyone's going to say, God damn it, Chaos! Why have you jinxed it? Why did you delay the game? Of course, this now means that every game now that was supposed to come out in November because they delayed it from May is now having to restructure everything. So we're going to have a lot of games coming out in May. And we're going to have no games coming out in next year. The end of next year is going to be dry for gaming. It's just going to be GTA. But at least during the year, we're going to have a ton of games as they take all of those games and bring them back. I've been saying all along that this was happening. What do you mean no surprise at all? I'm just going to take my moment of victory. Yeah, I said it was going to come out in November. I've always been saying that they're going to push it back until November. I've always said that. I mean, they are literally playing with the industry. They are. But everyone should have known that they're going to delay it. When is Marvel's Wolverine coming? Because if that's coming in November next year, someone's not going to have a good day. It is pretty much the same thing. Ananta, Ananta's coming before. They're going to push that shit out. Hey, Wayne's World. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hey, Navy, I said it was going to happen. I've always said there's no way this game is releasing in May. I said it multiple times. Jesus, 2027, they might as well put it to PC day one. Next gen Xbox best place to play. I mean, technically, if the next gen Xbox is going to boost the Series X's performance, it could actually play even better than the Pro. I mean, we saw nothing, but man, that crazy. That's nuts, man. Let's read what he says. Grand Theft Auto will now release on Thursday, November 19th. Remember, boys, this is 3 days before my birthday. We are sorry for adding additional time to what we realize has been a long wait. But these extra months will allow us to finish the game with the level of polish you have come to expect and deserve. We want to thank you again for your patience and support. While the wait is a little longer, we are incredibly excited for players to experience the sprawling state of Leonida and a return to modern-day Vice City. Sincerely, Rockstar Games. Alright, gotta go to work, see you. Take it easy, so. Should have just left her finish the game. No, I think it's gonna pretty much land in 2026 November. I think that's where it's going to land. I'm pretty confident that they'll release it in November. I always said they had one more delay in them. It was due. I didn't think, based on what we saw, that the game was ready, and this pretty much confirms it, because they're looking at the code now, and we're in November, and they're openly saying this game is like a year out. So they're nowhere near release this game. A year out is crazy. Your birthday is May 27th? Oh man, that would have been perfect for your birthday. At least give us trailer free. You're gonna get trailer free when they think it's ready for you to get a trailer free. Damn it, Jesse! Yo, Leaf, you might want to look on screen. Starmer should ban it. Starmer should ban himself. But man, I was right. I stand vindicated. And for all those people that said I was chatting rubbish, where are you now? Where are you now? Is what I say. A lot more people are going to live to see GTA 6. That's rough, man. But this is crazy. Not unexpected, but still, man. Look at those view count. The amount of people viewing it and the retweets, they're just actively going up in real time. It was just at 108,000 and just switched to 109,000. Big news. Big news. This is going to be like the center news for pretty much the next week. Media's going to be going all over this. Hauser also indicated there likely won't be an RD Red Dead Redemption 3, stating the story from the start was a 2-game story. I mean, I haven't finished Red Dead Redemption 2, but from what I've heard, the the story kind of ended with Red Dead Redemption 2. Some people say it was up to a little bit of interpretation, but it did kind of finish. Right? Like, there's no need for a third one. I mean, if they made a third one, it would be a new story rather than a sequel. But I guess they could do more prequels, yeah. Man, I saw so many ponies today that were saying, "Oh man, we're gonna stream GTA 6 on the Portal. Come on, May. Come on." Surprise! But yeah. You think they're lying? There's just no GTA 6. I mean, they're gonna probably hit the $3 billion mark. I'm really curious if they're trying to just push it until the Xbox's next generation, so they don't have to really support the previous gen. That's what's always been on my mind. Reggie, I didn't hate the Portal. When it launched, it was overpriced. It was way overpriced for $200, right? Because all it is a cheap tablet screen with two ends of a controller stuck to it, and that was it. Now it's kind of worth its value because you can play a ton of games on there, and I'm going to get into it more later, but I think there's actually a bug potentially released with this one because I can play games on there that I don't own that aren't on the cloud service, but it assumes that I actually own. I'm guessing if that is a bug, well, it sounds like a bug, they're going to fix that real quick. But there's games on there that I don't own that I've maybe downloaded a trial for through their premium service, but it's letting me access the full game. Like almost everything I've tried that I physically own as a digital game, because it gives you the option between the clouds, the PlayStation premium side, and then your own catalog. And when I go into my catalog, like there are loads of games there that aren't available on the cloud service, and I don't have to remote into it. Like Demon Souls, I mean, I don't own. I think that might be on the premium, but I'm playing it. It's there on my owned catalog, and I can just play it through the cloud. Astrobot is another one. I own that one. That's not available on the cloud, and I can just play it through the cloud. You don't need to connect to a PS5 at all. There's only a few games that I've seen so far that aren't actually working. Ark Riders is one of them. Civilization 7 is another. So I'm not sure if they've actually screwed something up or not, but there's a lot of games that shouldn't be playable that are playable right now on the cloud. But GTA 6, boys and girls, if there's any girls in here. But November 19th, 2026. So that means my birthday's on a Sunday. At least now I know the day of my birthday next year. I didn't really know. But now I know. And it's all thanks to Rockstar. You see? They're not only looking out for gamers, but they're looking out for me too. They're providing me with information I didn't have and didn't know. But now I know that there'll probably be a stream next year on a Sunday. On that date. Maybe. Possibly. If I'm not going out. See? Now you guys know too. A year in advance. Yeah, Gregor. Everyone is saying streaming is good now, right? It was trash like 2 weeks ago, but Sony announces that they've got cloud streaming now. Oh my god, it's the best thing ever. Let's go. Man, the hypocrisy is real. The hypocrisy is real. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. But I still think a part of me believes that this is being done so it launches alongside the next Xbox. Rockstar delayed it for announcement GT Super Ray Tracing Edition. Do you know what? They do need to release like a couple more versions if they want to catch up to Skyrim. They are quite away. I am 12 subs away from 8,000. I was in fact 10 subs away at one point, but people got upset with something I must have said and unsubbed. So if you haven't subbed yet to the channel, now's a really good time, as well as dropping a like so this stream can go out to more people. That's literally how it works with YouTube. The more likes the stream gets, the more the algorithm pushes it out to more people and it appears on their feed. So do consider liking if you are enjoying the stream. And if you are new here or haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And it really helps me out. Unlike my other channel, which I've had to take down because it was about to get shut down by YouTube. Now's the time to unsub. Hey, I haven't even earned those 9999 dislikes yet. You Carmine lover. The Series S style PS6 is going to be the handheld, Gregor. The handheld is going to be the Series S PS6. Now, the question is, will they make it parity? That was that was Microsoft's biggest mistake by making it parity. If Sony has a Series S style machine, but they turn around and say, hey, if it doesn't play it natively, it's going to be on the cloud, on their handheld, then that's fine. They're setting those expectations already. And that's how they're going to get around it. And really, that's what Microsoft should have done with the Series S. But Microsoft said that the game has to run equally with all features on both platforms. And that was a mistake. But Sony is going to have a Series S version. It's going to be the handheld. And we'll see how they go about it. If they say it has to be parity and the games have to work, then they're going to be in the same boat and they're going to have a lot of problems. But I think the industry will, compensate PlayStation like they've always done. There's going to be, it's just something they do. But I don't think Sony's going to do that. The Series S right now is a cloud box. It works with xCloud, it works with GeForce Now. It's a good cloud box. That's how I see it. And Steve, I gotta earn those dislikes somehow, man. Ponies are on Twitter blaming Series S for the GTA delay. Who knows what it's because of? I mean, there's a good chance it could be because of the Series S. There's a good chance that it could be because of the engine they're using and how big the game is. It's just not even hitting 30 FPS on the current gen consoles, like the PS5 and Series X. I mean, it could be anything. Or it could just be, you know, the game's going to go straight to next gen Xbox. You know, trying to decide what the reason is could be, you know, it could be a many number of things. So it's pointless speculating. The concept of a Series S in this current market of prices go up now, not down, is good for consumers in theory. Yes. But at the same time, cloud also kind of fixes a lot of that as well. And it's a lot cheaper. And a lot more convenient, pending you have the, you know, internet capacity to do it. For sure, Gregor. I mean, it served its purpose. I just think going forward, I mean, we've already seen games dropping down to 500p on that machine. So it's going to continue to drop. Wait, you can't actually dislike on Twitch. So my son is safe over at Twitch. Sony cross-buy thing, I bet it's Epic Store cross-buy if they don't make their own store. So here's what I think that Sony's going to do, Navy. I think they're going to release their own launcher. And they're going to say, hey, if you buy the game on PlayStation console, you'll get to play on our PlayStation launcher as well. That is all amazing because it's going to be running through the same programming language, just like Xbox does. But if you want to buy it on Steam as well, that's great. Now, the question that's going to be interesting is if they go down that route, which is what I think they're going to do, will they release the game's day and date through the PlayStation launcher and delay it for something like Steam or anything else? Or are they going to release it day and date on those platforms as well? It's a good question. It's because of Chaos is wanting to be right about it being a goddamn right I am, Banisher. That's right. That's why it needed to be in November, so I can stand vindicated that I was right. And I can sit here and say to all those mofos out there that called me names and all sorts of shit that I was right and screw you. That's right. That's right. Only dislike videos when he talks about Final Fantasy. Mate, Final Fantasy is the greatest franchise to ever grace planet Earth. See, it's going to be interesting, Robbie, because the market generally is different when it comes to PlayStation. They always act differently. Now, the PSN issue was different. But I think this one, I don't know. They've always acted weird when it comes to it. There you go, Rachel's there. The prophet of truth. See? Unlike all of you people in chat that are disputing and trying to counteract my excellence, Rachel right here knows what is right. Rachel right here, he knows. He knows. He knows. The prophet of truth. I like that. I'm going to put that as a thing. know what? I'm going to do that right now. Since there's no more super chats coming for Ubisoft, it's changing. A Badoom! That's right. That's how it works. Look, here's another one. Final Fantasy franchise is the GOAT franchise. Damn straight. This is how it works. This is how it works. Mate, based on Twitter, every single Xbox fan is buying one, so it doesn't really matter. You're going to go from 35 million Series X owners and Series S owners to 35 million thing. Everyone's like, I'm buying one no matter what. So based on that logic, there's going to be 35 million people out there with the new Xbox. How much did you... Almost made me spit my drink out. Stop it, Banisher. Bad Banish. I tell you what, Steve. If it lands next year, you get me a Macallan 25. If it doesn't, I'll get you a bag of Haribos. I mean, technically, you're confident, so you know you're going to get your bag of Haribos, right? You're going to get your bag of Haribos, right? So it's all right. You've got nothing to lose here. You're gaining a bag of Haribos. You're 100% sure, right? The worst part is a problem. Yeah, I didn't want to go nothing serious. I mean, I could have said like 150, but then that's just me being greedy and egregious. I am the prophet of mercy too. See? You see? You see? Man, this guy's on a roll today. He is on a roll. The prophet of mercy too. You see? You see, Steve? I'm a nice guy. I'm the type of person that, you know, is fair with everything. What do you mean 25? the way the back. It's like 100 pounds. How's it going, Chili? But in all seriousness, I've always said that they will be trying to push the. I always said that this would be going to 26, and they'll be trying to line it up with the next generation Xbox launch. If this launches in November 19, and Microsoft release their console around the same time, their console is going to fly off the shelves. It's in Microsoft's best interest to get their console out with this news next year, November. If they want a great start to their generation of console as the most powerful console out there, people are saying it's 5-6 times stronger than what Sony is going to do. And if that power can then get passed through and actually enhance what the series consoles are doing and give it that 60 FPS bump that it wants, it is going to fly off the shelves. This is like a win. This is like a no-brainer win for Microsoft. They're at AMD right now going, did you just see that news? What news? That news. Oh. Yeah, we need those chips like yesterday. So you better get those people in those factories working like double time, buddy. That's what's happening. Because if I was Microsoft, I would be pushing. I mean, we don't know anything about that stuff, huh? And marketing rights don't mean anything if you have the most powerful console. Microsoft just needs to turn around and say, hey, this is what our version of the game looks like. That's got nothing to do with marketing. It runs 60 FPS. Boom, out the door. The media is going to cover it anyway. Right? The media is going to do everything. Wacko, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I'm more interested in Blade than the other two, but that's the type of launch that you want, right? And then add to that, right? Add to GTA 6, Blade, and ES6, Gears E-Day, the next true generation Halo. Oh, baby! And then make them all day one Game Pass, right? That's what's gonna happen. Fable. Steve again. Steve will never stop manifesting that. Marsh, it can be, but the hardware itself can brute force and make it run better. Just like the Switch 2, a lot of the games now are being brute forced and they run like from 30 FPS to 60 FPS on the Switch 2. Switch 1 games are being, they're not doing anything different to them. They're just saying, hey, this is the Switch 2 version. You gain like 20 FPS more just because it's running on better tech. And so there's no reason why that couldn't happen on the next generation Xbox. So you're going from something that looks like that, and then they can actually, improve it. So you've got the Series, if they even consider having a Series S version, a Series S, Series X, and you could technically call it a Series X Plus edition that basically just runs at the next level with the next hardware. So it's supporting that kind of pro type outlook, just like the PS5 Pro does. So there's no reason why they can't do that and utilize the hardware power that's there. So that's perfectly possible. You kind of hope it is now. You want the bag of Haribo's. Fable will be cancelled. I'll stake my... Wait. You can... I don't know which... You can keep your misses, man. And the next generation Xbox will release on November the 7th. There you go. There's the release date right there. There's the release date, November the 7th. What day does that actually fall to? Let's see. What date does that actually fall to? Nope, it's not going to release on November the 7th because that's a Saturday and no one releases a game on Saturday. So it's either going to release on November the 5th or November the 6th. Thursday is more likely, so it will be released on November the 5th. No one releases games on Saturday, man. So November the 7th is definitely wrong. How's the crash out on X? Let's have a look. Let's refresh the page. The real reason, honestly, I'm not surprised Rockstar was not going to release GTA 6 with such a small install base. Expect Nintendo... Nintendo Switch 2, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry for any Nintendo fans in here, but yeah. Whole ass year, dude. Well, damn. Should I play it on PS6? Better be working on the PC port with the extra time. We're gonna get a GTA 5 definitive edition before GTA 6, aren't we? Bro, just admit it's cancelled. Nobody will blame you at this point. Those who actually believe the release date. GTA 6 will be out in November 26th. Well, by the time the date comes close, they'll announce it will release on May 2027 instead. Nobody saw that coming. Oh shit, here we go. %. It's coming this evening. It's gonna come up once I finish streaming. I'm gonna go get something to eat, and then I'm gonna be working on that video. I am. I was 100% right, and pretty much most of that video is gonna be with me just saying I was right, just looking at the camera and saying I was right. Don't worry, I'm not gonna pull a kid's move. I can't sing. I'm just gonna keep saying I was right. I think my grandkids will be enjoying GTA 6. We're getting more GTA 6 delays. More GTA. Yeah, people are the fuck? May to November isn't a little longer. Why announce a release date in the first place? Because they wanted to show the world that they control the gaming market right now. Man, that game is fun. By the way, do you know why you don't see Tobey Maguire in movies anymore? Just a little bit of a fun fact. So, when Andrew Garfield did the first Spider-Man movie that he made, they paid him $500K. And then he went and did No Return Home with all three of them, and they paid him like $2 million for that. So he made $2.5 million in dollar revenue. With Tom Holland, with all the movies and appearances that he's made, he's amassed $17 million. Or is it 19 million? Something like that. Tobey Maguire, in the 3 movies that he made just under $80 million. He made over 4 times the amount that Tom Holland has made. My guy doesn't need to work for the rest of his life. He made bank with those movies, man. But yeah, Andrew Garfield made $2.5 million. Tom Holland was at like 18 million average, but he's on $80 million. And that is why he's the OG. And that's why you don't see him anymore. Mate, if I made 80 million in the first thing, I invest that properly and that's it. You don't need to goddamn work. I mean, you just do like mini projects. Like, you know, buy a pub or something. Oh, it begins. It begins. It begins. So just on the back of that news, a badum tish. Marvel 1943 has decided that they're going to delay their game until the next Xbox comes out. It's all lining up, people. They're all delaying their games until the next Xbox lands. That's it. The proof is in the pudding right there. Yeah, Tobey Maguire's made a little more than that. But now movies they make a whole skyscraper. Yeah, not a scratch. Yeah. That's the other thing as well, right? The 25th anniversary next year. It's all lining up, man. It was supposed to release this year, right? At Skydance Games, our goal is to deliver unforgettable premium games that honor the characters and worlds that we are fortunate to work with. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra is an ambitious project, and we are committed to ensuring it meets the level of quality that our team, players, and fans expect. To fully realize our vision for Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, we've made the decision to shift our release window beyond early 2026. So it was early 2026. We're grateful for the passion and support from the community and players around the world. The team is working hard to create something truly special, and we look forward to sharing more with you as development progresses. Skydance Games, not sponsored by Marcus Phoenix. These games, guys, random. The problem is I don't think they saw GTA 6 delay. So this is... You know what? I could clearly see them really... They're going to release another... They're going to release another one of these and say, we're really sorry. When we said 2020, late 2026, what we actually meant was early 2020. But there's someone in the office right now going, hey boss, did you just see what Rockstar Games just posted after you posted this? And they're like, They're like, all right, man, let's just wait until halfway through the year of 2026 and we'll release another statement. We can't look stupid now by saying we made a typo. Just not really. What will Microsoft do if their next console fails? They will just go third-party publisher. That's it. They've already got everything sorted now. Everything's in place. They're not just a console, so if the console fails, it just won't affect them. They've got revenue now coming in from PlayStation, PC, Nintendo, cloud gaming. They've got revenue for gaming coming in from all corners. So if one device fails, it doesn't really matter. You just did a 249 and the tough race? Yo, Brick, did you see that cosmetic item that you get with those items that you get from that? And that's a good time, by the way. It clips so much. They did that accessory dirty. Have a good night, Banisher. And thank you for the super chat, my dude. So if Xbox lost, PlayStation would take over the gaming market. It's not about them losing, but it's more about them just looking at ways to make more money. And I think that's where they're at right now. I think they made choices in the past that pushed them in this direction, and this is the path that they went to. And when you listen to what Phil was saying in 2019, this is where they always wanted to be. This, you know, the Xbox One was a disastrous era, so that was where things had to change, and they looked at things differently, but they weren't in a position to be able to do that. But if what you're saying is what I think you are saying, Mandalorian, yes, prices are going to be crazy if that actually happens. If Microsoft truly exits the hardware business in terms of home console, which I don't think they will until cloud is fully established, but if they do early for whatever reason, you can expect Sony literally pricing everything ridiculously because they know that they will pay for it, and that's reality. They can price that console at 1,500, and they know the ponies are going to pay for it. It doesn't matter what they price it at. Look at what Nib said. It doesn't matter the cost. I'll buy it. And, you know, they are of that volition. And Sony knows this. And Sony proved it with the PS5 Pro. They can price it at $900 with a drive, and people will buy it. I mean, we already hit almost, you know, what is it? It was £700, right? $699, and then with a drive, it was an extra 100, so $799. So they've already priced the console at £800, and people were buying it. So Sony knows that if they put the price to £800, £1,000, 1,200, people are going to buy it. They've already run that test and proven it. So it will just give them the upper hand, and gaming will go from being, well, even now it's really becoming a much more of a luxury than a hobby, but it's going to get much more expensive, and it's, you know, it's going to push more and more people to cloud gaming. I mean, it's like, let me show you something that I saw. I was actually going to make a video on this, but in the end, I just couldn't be bothered to, because he honestly wasn't worth my time, and his vocabulary in text is so small, it probably wouldn't actually, you know, make any sense to him. So I, in the end, didn't do it, because he only has about 3 words in his vocabulary, Puck being one of them. And when Alex shamed him up and showed him exactly how stupid he was, then he went off the rails. But let the page just load, because it's taking forever to load at the moment. So you're looking at this, right? PS4 sold over 100 million. Nintendo Switch sold over 100 million. PS5 sold over 100 million. Switch 2 will be over 100 million, right? And he's got this stupid infographic here. But here is what this, I don't even know what to call him, doesn't understand. How many people have multiple Switches? How many of that 100 million, right? Even though they're not at 100 million, how many of these 100 millions are actually at? How many of them are actually individual players? So don't forget, right? You had the digital PS5. You have the standard PS5 when they launched, right? And those people that bought a digital PS5 because there was no disc drive PS5, right? Eventually upgraded to the disc drive PS5. So let's just assume that you bought a digital, right? And then you upgraded to the full fat one. That's 2 consoles sold, but you're still one player. Then they released the Slim, which actually ran cooler and ran better and gave you ever so slightly better performance. So people probably traded that in and bought the new Slim. So now that's 3 instead of 1. And then they released the PS5 Pro, right? And so now you've gone from the Slim to the Pro. So now you've gone through 4 consoles. So that's 4 consoles from one person, but you're only one individual. So the console sales are going up, but the number of players aren't going up. That's the metric you want to be looking at. These numbers are pointless. This is just pure fanboying, rubbish. What you want to look at is how many players are actually playing. VGC reported that 25% of their consoles hadn't even been turned on, switched on, powered on at all, right? I'm not sure where VGC got that information from, but that's what they reported at the time a year or so ago, 18 months ago. That's a lot of consoles that hadn't actually been switched on. This was back when they had like 65 million units shipped. And so that's the metric you want to look at. This applies to all of them, by the way. The Switch, Xbox. The metric you want to look at is how many people have an individual account on my system. That's the number that you want to look at. That's the important one. because these numbers are inflated. My friend had 7 Switch ones. He's got all the limited edition ones. He doesn't use them. He doesn't take them out of the box. They're just there. But they are sold, and he is one person. That's 7 Switches. Someone in chat now just said they've got 4. So we're looking at 11 Nintendo Switches with 2 users. I've seen videos where people have every single color of the Switch, Switch Lite, limited edition Switch, and they're just one person. They've just got it all decorated on their room in Japan. Right? They've just got them all stacked aside. That's like 15 Switches. Maybe even 20, 25 Switches, whatever. But it's one user. They're not making money off 25 people. They're making money off one person. So these numbers are pointless. They're stupid. Because gamers have been wondering why Xbox has been getting less. Mandalorian, they've had so many first-party games this year. What are you on about? They've had a lot. Shouldn't they be wondering why PlayStation hasn't got any first-party games? What has PlayStation had this year as first-party? Not third-party, first-party. We've had Avowed. We've had South of Midnight. We're getting COD. We've just had Outer Worlds. And that's 4 that I'm remembering just off my head. We had Gears as well. There's loads. It was about 23 million, not have turned it on. Just goes to VAT. But is Wolverine this year? If it's not this year, then it doesn't count. Right, Mandalorian? If Wolverine isn't this year, then it doesn't count. But even if Wolverine is this year, you've got Oblivion as well, so now we're at 6. You're comparing Sony, who have released 2 first-party games, to Xbox that's released around 10 first-party games. They're not the same, man. They're not the same. You should be asking that question to Sony. Why aren't they releasing at the level of output that they used to release on the PS4? And the answer to that is because the PlayStation community doesn't demand better. They're not demanding, you know, the level of service that they should be getting. They're happy for one game a year. If that game of the year is a game, if that one game of the year is a game of the year contender, they're happy to only get one first-party game. That's how complacent the PlayStation community has got. They should be demanding better, and I've said this all the time. Where's the, you know, they could make another Uncharted game. They can make another whatever game. They've got so many first-party IPs. They could release a new SOCOM game. They could release a new Resistance game. They could release a new, what's the other game that they... I mean, they've got loads. Sly Cooper, whatever. They could release so many of these. They've got a trove of first-party studios. They could release loads of them. It doesn't have to be AAA. But they won't do it because they believe that the PlayStation community deserves one first-party game a year, and that's it. So I would go back to Sony and question why they are treating their community in this way, and then come back and say, well, you know, Xbox is feeding their community really well. But do you understand what I'm saying here with this information? Lara Croft is owned by another company now, right? So it's not, as much as I'd like to see another Tomb Raider, because I really did like the reboot of Tomb Raider, last I heard, the one that they were working on got cancelled. All right, we still got Doom as well. We've got Keeper. I forgot about Keeper. There's loads. Xbox has released lots. Baby steps for the win. Where's Devin for baby steps? But no, do you guys understand what I mean with this statement that Potato Rock has actually mentioned? These numbers are inflated. It doesn't matter. What matters is how many of those are actually users. That's the important thing, and that's why it's always going to be muddled. Halo 7 will likely be when the next Xbox launches. Now, there is rumors that they're remaking Halo 2 and Halo 3, probably campaign evolved again. That makes sense. So those will probably, once with campaign evolved original made, then they're going to use the assets from there and work on the next two games. So they'll come out a lot faster, in my opinion. But I think the next real installment will be in time for the next gen console. Can GTA cancel GTA 6 and make Chinatown Wars 2? Nope. They've invested way too much money. Yes, why not many PS fans? Oh. Do we have the actual numbers for Yote? Because it did appear in the top 20 top sellers from Circana. It appeared at number 18. I've not seen any real statistics for it. The only thing I've seen for Yote is that it appeared at number 18 for top seller of the year. Obviously, COD was number 1, but yeah. Because they're just not ready to show it, dude. When I was working in the industry, I was seeing titles that, were like 3-4 years in development that the public didn't even know about. It's just, they don't show stuff until they're ready to show it. And after the horrendous mistake of showing Halo Infinite in the state that it was, they're not going to make that mistake again. So they'll show stuff when they're ready. What was top 2, Steve? You're talking about PlayStation charts. I'm talking about all-time charts that include Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Obviously, Nintendo really doesn't factor into that because Nintendo doesn't give their digital stats to Circana, and Ubisoft have also pulled out. They're not reporting any numbers either. They've rejected giving numbers to Circana as well. So here's the thing, Raichi, with Redfall. And I'm going to stand by this. Whether people agree with it or not is another matter. I think that what the people that were shown when they went to, play and test Redfall at Arcane Studios, they were shown a build that was in a good, that wasn't integrated into the main build. They were given specific areas that they could play in and given a little bit of time. So even if there was nooks and crannies there that weren't really thing, it would have been difficult for them to find it. I've seen, this is a common thing in the industry that they do to try and promote and push a game out and get people talking about it. I think the Redfall situation was solely on smoke and mirrors and just dishonesty from Team Austin. At the same time, we saw this with Anthem as well when they released that trailer for what Anthem looked like, the first reveal, and people from EA were turning around and saying they were watching Anthem's release live while they were working, and they were like, man, what the hell, what game is this? This is not bullshit, this is real. They were asking what game that was because it looked amazing, and then one of the project leads turned around and goes, that's the game you're developing, because apparently they built that whole tech demo behind closed doors with everyone signing an NDA that was working on it, so no one could talk about it at all. It was built in complete secrecy for the E3 or Games Live or whatever it was back then presentation. None of the people working on the actual game knew that build of a game that they built specifically for that was pretty much held together by duct tape even existed. They found out while they were watching that that's what they were building. That's crazy. No, I think Amazon owns the. But now Embracer sold it. But when it comes to Redfall, I will say this: in its current state, not launch, in its current state, I sat down with Bruno and I think it was Steve. We played through it. I think I ended up finishing it with Bruno. I think. But I had a really good time playing it. In multiplayer, it was a lot of fun. I was a bit disappointed with the final boss. I think the final boss could have been better and more dramatic than it actually was. So, you know, when Angry Joe was disappointed in that part, I'll agree with that. But overall, the game was pretty decent. It gets like a 6.5 for me, maybe a 6.8. I don't think it hit that 7, but it's nowhere near as bad as people say it is. It's totally playable, and if you've got a bunch of friends, it's good fun. Solo, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. If I was playing that solo, I would knock my review down to a 4. It's really boring solo. But in multiplayer, it's a lot more fun. And so, I will stand by that. Because the chemistry of the skills that you use is really nice. Because every character has their own ability, it has their own skills, and that chemistry works. And because the game was built as a co-op game, not a solo game. Well, actually, it was built as a solo, and then they built it as a co-op without the solo in it. What do you mean your back hurts from carrying me? Mate, I was picking you up like left, right, and center. Guys, we're replacing game developers with AI make development time on video games go faster and release at a later year. It depends how you use AI, right? AI isn't where AI isn't capable of building the games yet. It's nowhere there. And I've seen people in my workplace at where I work at the moment using AI to help them code websites, and after they've left as a freelancer, when our developers go through the code, it's a complete mess. We've had to almost rebuild entire websites because the stuff given that they were just copy and pasting was just that bad. So I don't think they're there yet. I think they will be in the future. And yeah, we will eventually get there where you're going to have like the mundane parts of development being built by AI. Then you're going to have a set number of people just going over that code to make sure the code is okay and tidy it up so it's in a much better user-friendly way so other developers coming along can read it. But we're not just there yet. But when we are, it will speed up the development process. That I do agree with. Who's sending me something? But yeah. Before we get to the PlayStation stuff, because that's kind of thing. Wait, more? Okay. Square Enix has released this table showing that more games are coming to. All of these are going to be simultaneous. These are simultaneous releases. Dragon Quest 3, Tactics, HD 1 and 2, and the 7 reimagined. So this confirms rebirth for Xbox and Switch 2. So there is no mention of the third installment from Square Enix, but I think it's good to assume that it's gonna definitely come. But what is going to be interesting is if it will land simultaneously with all platforms. I mean, artists are pretty much out of a job now, right? Creative arts are pretty much out. I'm telling my son that that's not an industry he wants to go into, but he still wants to do art, creative art for websites and stuff, and it's just not the right place. Look at Chili. Look at Chili. He doesn't want it releasing day and date, folks. Get him. Get him. Get him. Also, I'm not vouching for Altman Wood for Satya. Wait, wasn't Altman talking about ChatGPT now sexting with people? How many of you have tried that? Come on, own up. But what's really sad, of course, is this. Square Enix says it wants generative AI to be doing 70% of its QA work, which is what you were partly talking about, and debugging by the end of 2027. This means that I'm basically out of a job. If they want to achieve this, as I am QA, that's what I do at work for websites, mobile apps, and stuff like that. And I know firsthand that the company I'm working for is investing quite a bit in AI right now to try and do front-end development work, to do QA work, to do automated work, and stuff like that. We are almost getting to a point where either AI is going to fall flat on its face entirely and blow up and cause disastrous ramifications for companies, or it is going to replace a lot of people from work, myself included. But the problem with this is, if people are out of work and AI is replacing everyone's jobs, how are people going to make money to buy any of the stuff they're selling? Ouroboros, that is a Susano. I've seen it working firsthand through seminars that I've been attending for work-related tools and stuff. It's early, it's in its infancy, but I've seen it working. If you know of a tool called Browser Stack, they are heavily investing into doing this sort of stuff with AI, and I've been attending a lot of their seminars to try and find ways to improve working ways in our workplace, because that's what I've been tasked with. And yeah, they are making really, really big progress in how QA, maybe not on the video game side, because I don't know. I mean, they can do it on the video game side. They just need to emulate someone doing something, you know, giving the AI, go play the game and be destructive, and it can do it. But in the website side, there are multiple ways that you can actually now go and break a website if there is vulnerabilities, and AI can do that. And so, yeah, you know, 2027 is definitely, but the question is, if I'm out of a job and all my skills are now redundant and I can't do anything, where am I going to actually be making money to go buy your stuff? Skynet is coming for you. It depends on what you're doing, Safa. It really depends. But this is quite scary. But it's also quite destructive, because what they should be doing is using AI to assist the staff to do to do their job more efficiently and in a more pragmatic manner. But what the industry wants to do is say, hey, if we can actually just get rid of like almost everyone and keep a couple of people to just oversee everything, and if things go wrong they can just step in and quickly fix it, and send it back out where AI fails. That's where the companies want to be, and that's the scary part. Sorry, this is Lake House. I was in a solo rivals game. You mentioned Anthem team not knowing about the game, but remember the producer phoned up Square after the remake revealed because they didn't know. Yeah, that's another one. Like, it's crazy when they do shit like that. Honestly, Steve, that's 100%. This is something. Okay, I'm not going to name the name because it's controversial, but he constantly said that people that are in schools and stuff, going to college and university, the real place where you're making money is DIY, plumber, electrician, building, all of these jobs that AI can't do, that is manual work, that has to be manual work. You can use tools to do it, but you still need the person qualified to do it. Those are the real jobs that will not go away, and they are going to be worth a metric ton of money. Right? You call out a plumber today and it's 100 quid just for a call out charge. Then they fix it, that's another 150 on top, depending on the fix. It could be 300-400. That's where the money is now. Those jobs are safe. Anything in the tech industry now is not safe. Damn it, Steve, you almost got me talking about a topic I didn't want to talk about. And Rachie, that is a job that AI just won't replace. Unless we're talking robots. But we're not there yet. I've seen Elon's robots, and they're not there yet. Oh yeah, Steve. My brother went through, he put an extension in his house and redone everything. It's godly expensive. He's paid a metric ton of money. It's really expensive. But unless you have robots doing it, it's a manual job. Right? And AI is not gonna do it. So yeah, this is getting scarier and scarier. But what is a real shame is this, right? Square Enix, in their latest financial briefing, Square Enix reports that their console and PC games division, HD Subgame segment, has returned to profitability. Now that they're releasing games on Xbox, it's returned to profitability. That's what we like to see, folks. That is the power of Xbox. I know everyone's going to deny it because that's what they do, but the only difference here is Xbox. And that clearly shows you that we made it profitable. What's sad is this: Square Enix announces more layoffs as part of the US and Europe restructuring. Nearly all areas of Square Enix's Western business affected by latest cuts, it tells staff. And I actually know a few people there that I met in my few visits to Square Enix headquarters who actually got laid off, which is sad. I hope they land on their feet. I hope, they get opportunities elsewhere. I know especially the people that I was working with, the community team, it's a close-knit circle, so hopefully they'll land on their feet and find new jobs. But yeah, announcing good profits and then, hey, we're also laying off like all these people, this is how we made profit, probably isn't like the best thing to do. Yeah, Raichi, I don't go into debt at all. I fell into that trap once, and it took me about 5 years to get out of it, and I will never go into debt again. I either buy things cash or I just don't buy it. But yeah, this is really sad, right? It's really, really sad. And no one likes to see layoffs. It's balls, but yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, I actually know a few people here that actually did lose their jobs, so it's sad. But some more Square Enix news. It looks like the collaboration event between Fall Guys and Final Fantasy XIV is back. So November 6th through, which is today actually, it's live, through to November 27th. It's back. I wonder if they've got new rewards. Chili, did they have new rewards? I know you're in there already, so I might as well just ask you without me bothering to Google it. Let me know! But yeah, this is cool. Fall Guys doing the collaboration again, which is nice. And for those of you that haven't played this game, The Last Remnant Remastered, I know it's available on PC for quite cheap as well, but it's $7.99 on the US eShop. It doesn't normally go on sale, so if you have a Switch, I'd look into this one. It's a good game. Come on, folks, we're getting better than 30 likes. Try and get to 50 likes. I think it's worth it. Let's get to it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've not looked into anything like that. But they can't keep people in school at the moment anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If they're making it compulsory, they're going to have to pay for it. They're going to have to pay for every single student out there to go and do it. And I don't see where they're going to find that money. Unless it's the Green Party. They seem to find money out of everywhere, so I can see it working for them. So, Windows Central. PlayStation wants to beat Xbox at its own game. With new cloud features and rumored PC cross-buy in tow. Without exclusives, Xbox could end up with zero differentiators. And these people are so doom and gloom when it comes to Xbox. They already know where it's going and what it's going to become. I don't understand. Like, exclusives aren't coming back. People need to let it go. If you have an exclusive, it's a happy coincidence. But they're not purposefully doing exclusives anymore. I don't get where this is. They should be looking at this from a different angle, the angle that right now Microsoft is going for, and that is, we are going to give you the opportunity to play your games wherever you want. Go play it where you want. Right? I'm an exclusives guy. I believe in exclusives. Like, everyone knows this in chat. There's no reason for me to hide that. I believe in exclusives, and I believe exclusives provide a better experience. That's my opinion, right? But I also know that Xbox isn't doing that anymore. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I've got no problem with that. So I think people just need to get on this. Just get on the bandwagon and just accept that this is the direction Microsoft is going. They've ripped the band-aid off with Halo. That was literally the final draw. And that's it. There's no looking back now. This is the path that they're going down. And articles like this are just a waste of time. You know, this might get clipped and go to Jez, but I just feel like, and maybe he's talking about something different in the actual article itself, but to me, that's what the tagline is saying, and I'm going to go with basically what that is. It's just pointless doing this. You know, they're just trying to drum up drama for the sake of drumming up. Microsoft has chosen the path they're going down, and as of right now, it makes no difference to me anymore who gets to play those games. It didn't matter to me much anyway with previously. You had the whole tribalism thing, that's fine, but Microsoft has made it clear that they're not doing that anymore, and if you want to stay with them, you'll get access to a lot more games coming soon with the next generation console, including games from other rival platforms. What more do you want? What do you mean, Sefo? Hey, Jermaine. Oh yeah, Jermaine, absolutely, 100%, my dude, absolutely. 100%. Chile, they went with the cloud gaming, but they didn't give a shit. And every Sony fan said, cloud gaming is shit. Cloud gaming is bad. Cloud gaming is crap. No one wants cloud gaming. Now that it's on the PlayStation Portal, you're all singing like the Kumbaya coming to Jesus. There is a difference in perspective going on here. It doesn't matter about what you did with PlayStation Now. The fact is, no one cared about it. No one cared, so they had to pretty much, you know, lower it down to £35 a month. Even today, people say no one cares about cloud. No one wants it. The moment it comes out on Portal, it is the best thing since sliced bread. The optics have changed. You cannot deny this. You cannot deny this. The optics, in 24 hours, it's gone from being a shit service that no one wants to being an amazing service and I can't live without it. In 24 hours. That is the difference in perspectives, right? I mean, people are talking about GTA 6 being on PlayStation Portal through Direct Cloud now. When just 3 days ago, people were saying that's a pipe dream. It would never happen. But now that PlayStation is doing this whole cloud thing properly, because Microsoft has twisted their arm and they've seen that there's actually a business to be had here, now they're all talking about all sorts of shit like this. You got this bellend over here now going all this stupidness, right? The optics have truly changed, right? It has. Look at this guy. He's now writing a fucking thesis on why cloud gaming is good. My guy's even gone into addendums and shit. This is stupid. None of this existed 3 days ago. But the moment PlayStation starts doing it, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's when people say that Sony is copying Microsoft, they're referring to this, right? This is what they're referring to. They did, but this is what they're referring to. Sony didn't give a crap about their cloud infrastructure or their cloud gaming. It wasn't until Microsoft went in, did the work, and showed people how cloud gaming can be really, really good, and now they've turned around and said, hey, we want a piece of that pie too. But the fans from PlayStation, right, the fanboys, the true, like, really crazy ones, they were saying that xCloud, GeForce Now is all rubbish, all crap, no one wants it, it's unplayable, the latency is so bad you can't do anything. And now they are singing Kumbaya, Jesus is coming, this is the best thing ever, nothing can touch it, It is the greatest way to play gaming. This is my backlog destroyer. They're making all of these claims within 24 hours, when just 24 hours prior, it was literally the complete opposite. And this is why people say that Sony is copying Microsoft. But what makes it worse is the way that PlayStation fans flip-flop so quickly to news, from something being atrociously bad to being the best thing ever just because it's on their platform. And that is an undeniable fact. I mean, I think the way Sony have done it is really good. It's added great value to the Portal, right? I'm not going to dismiss that, because I'm an advocate for cloud gaming. Everyone knows this. I'm a huge fan. I jumped into cloud gaming pretty much really early with Stadia, with xCloud, with GeForce Now, and I use it with PlayStation as well. I'm a big advocate for cloud gaming because I genuinely enjoy it. When it works, it's really good. It's gotten way better over time, but my stance hasn't changed, and I still see cloud gaming as the future of gaming, and that's not going to change until it's proven wrong. But these people, I mean, this guy, look at it. This wasn't enough, right? My guy then had to go into addendums. Like, what are you doing here? What are we doing? Right? What are we doing here? Look at that. I have to scroll so much that it has to load. But even what D-Batch is saying, right? The device is called PlayStation Portal. Remember how it wasn't a PlayStation before? It was just an accessory. Now it's a PlayStation device because it can run cloud games. So doesn't that make the Xbox Ally X the same thing? It's an Xbox device? No. But Chili, this is what I'm talking about when I say that they immediately move the goalposts and the double standards and the way they flip-flop and change stuff instantly. This right here. Look at it, man. It's a perfect response from Gaz. For the past how long? For how long they've turned around and said that the PlayStation Portal is an accessory. Now it's a PlayStation. Chili knows he's their leader. Susanna, yeah, PlayStation uses Microsoft Azure to run their cloud servers. That's a known thing. But it's the flip-flopping that really annoys me more than anything else. Like, stick to your guns. If you've said something, stand behind it. You know, have the balls to say, I was wrong. Things are better now, and it is actually, you know, going back to it, it's a lot cooler. But GeForce Now is great. xCloud on a smaller screen especially is really, really good. You know, I'm running it on my Steam Deck and it works great. But these people were hell-bent that cloud gaming is rubbish and no one wants it. And it's, you know, the bane of existence. And now they're coming up with all sorts of BS excuses. You've seen my latest video, right? Where I was showcasing people flip-flopping and trying to find excuses as to why it's better or why it's thing. And the reason why they're calling it a PlayStation now isn't because the PlayStation Portal is a PlayStation device, because now they're saying that you need a PlayStation console to play a PlayStation 5 game. They're trying to remove that moniker that you don't need a PlayStation 5 to play PlayStation 5 games. That's what they're trying to remove. But the fact is, with the PlayStation Portal, which is an accessory that does exactly the same thing that my Steam Deck can do in terms of cloud gaming, you don't need a PS5 to play PS5 games. Yeah, that has to suck, honestly. That's the only thing I don't like about GeForce Now. I mean, thankfully, I don't have that. Founders will never, until my payment elapses, so that's just going to continue until I give up with GeForce Now, if I ever do. But, so they've got me kind of like the balls there. But I can understand that being horrible for players, for people. Delulu is probably the best term. Trust me, if I was the leader, I would have quit. Oh, but I use GeForce Now a lot, and my kids use it as well. So, I mean, I've only got one account, but, you know, I use it. My younger son, Minnie, uses it. My older son uses it. So we've got, like, multiple people using it. Even my youngest upstairs, he's got one of those little nut PCs that were like 250 quid. He just boots up GeForce Now every now and then when he wants to play something and runs it now on a 5080 spec machine on his little £200 machine. We've got the internet to cater, so he has no problems playing the games he wants to play. He's 12, so he doesn't care about, you know, everything being perfect. It's good enough. So, like, in terms of use, we definitely get the use out of it. You know? But yeah, now cloud gaming is great, right? Everyone loves cloud gaming because PlayStation has it. And to me, that's just stupid. I don't like that sort of thing. I like people to be consistent. I like people to be based. I like people to, you know, have a bit of a backbone. You know, just be honest to yourself. But that's just fake. It's, you know, they don't have it in them to do that, and I think it's just pathetic, honestly. Hey, we went up by 7 likes. We're now at 37. We're almost at that 50 mark. We can do it, folks. Doesn't cost you anything. Trust me. Believe in what I'm saying. It's totally free to drop a like. But no, yeah. So this is my problem with the way they've been handling all of this. Like, they're all cheering and jumping about like it's the best thing ever. I've used it on my portal. Mate, you had none to begin with. So just get liking. But, you know, I just don't like the flip-flopping. It's so annoying. I mean, what's your opinions? Hey, you see that, Steve? Someone had dignity, and they loved every minute of it because they dropped another like. That's what I like to see. on the 1 billion from one video. You're like, right, I've already shut down one YouTube channel and Twitch channel. I don't want to shut down another one. It is. They're just moving the goalposts. And to me, that's what's really irritating. So here's the thing. This is how they're saying it's all PS5 games, right? What they're saying is, if you can't play it through the PS Now cloud service, you can remote play the game, which is exactly what you can do with the Xbox ROG Ally X, right? But the Xbox ROG Ally is not an Xbox, but the PlayStation Portal is a PlayStation. They're basically doing exactly the same thing, but they will argue that one is a PlayStation and the other one isn't an Xbox. Robbie, I think they've messed something up badly, because I'm actually able to play games on the Portal that I don't own. That's in my owned catalog, where you can actually download trials for games, what I have done in the past. I think those trials act as games you own, which is weird. So I think they might plug that soon, because I've got access to stuff I shouldn't have access to. Not that I'm complaining. The photo. Nocturno, it has. Just in time for the next Xbox launch. Like I've been saying all along. Patched out tomorrow, maybe. I don't know what you're talking about, Bruno. You're on PC. If it's landing at the end of 2026, you're getting it 2027. It's 2 years for you, man. You're getting even more delay. I don't think you thought this one through. Unless you're admitting that what Steve posted is real and isn't photoshopped. That could be different. That could be very different. Expecting in 2028. It's definitely not photoshopped. You're under no NDA. Yeah, Bungie didn't give me they didn't let me in to play Marathon. I wonder if it's because I said all those bad things about them. I guess they didn't want to win me over. But yeah, so it is what it is, man. That the way they flip-flopped is crazy. And the way they come up with their arguments, their just, you know, the morality structure is just crazy. I just can't be bothered. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't respond to that video that Potato Rock made, because it just wasn't worth my time. He spent 90% of the video just using one word and one word only, and I'm like, if I love the way Alex broke it down so well that he did the job I was gonna do without me having to do it, and everyone in his chat knew that I was right. The guy was literally contradicting himself using straw man arguments. Flippy floppy. I think I'm gonna start taking a step back and responding to idiots. It's not worth my time. Ah. I see Steve did not approve. So, people, anything else you want to talk about? Oh, tomorrow. I know I'm gonna get the thing up tonight. We're gonna be doing a community night tomorrow night. So, unless something goes horribly wrong, we're gonna be having a community night tomorrow night, and then one towards the end of the month as well. And we're not gonna be having one in December because it's the Christmas period, so things are gonna be a lot more manic with family time and whatnot. So I'm gonna squeeze in 2 this month, one for this tomorrow and one for the end of the month on a Friday. So hopefully people can turn up. Still haven't quite figured out what games I'm gonna be playing, because we did have a bit of a problem last time with some of the games not having enough players, and we had quite a decent turnout last time. So check out my Discord to see what those games are. I am not playing Huntsman tomorrow. Man, if I left it down to you guys, I'd be finishing Kong tomorrow. This is how much you guys hate me. This is how much you guys want me to suffer from my insanity. You would want me to think. I ain't crazy. Horizon coming to Xbox? We'll see, man. We'll see. There's a lot of rumors swirling around with games coming one way or another. You've got Horizon, you've got Days Gone, you've got Returnal, you've got Lego Horizon. There's another one that I've heard of that I don't think people are really talking about, but I'm not going to get into it. But there's a number of games that are swirling around. It'll be interesting to see if any of them actually materialize. There's a couple that, like Returnal and Lego Horizon, are just sitting there. There's a build already available for them, and they're just sitting there, and Sony isn't doing anything with them. Horizon would be easy for them to port over from PC to Xbox. Basically, any game that's on PC, that's a PlayStation game, would be easy to port to Xbox, because it's on the same language. What's that? You guys want me to play Final Fantasy XIV tomorrow and play through the remaining storyline that I have to catch up to, and do some Fall Guys in the game as well? Is that what you guys want me to do tomorrow? Did you like Ninja Gaiden 4? Jermaine, I really enjoy it. I am enjoying it. I haven't finished it yet. I tried to play it through GeForce Now, which was fine actually on my Steam Deck. I just couldn't get the triggers and where the thumbsticks are properly aligned with my liking, so I'm gonna have to go back to the controller. But I was sitting there trying to play it on my Steam Deck, but where the thumbsticks are, which is right at the top, and then you've got the triggers, it's too close to my hands, so it didn't really work out. Well, it's community night, so either we can play a community game, or we can find something that I can try out. It's really up to you guys how we go about this. But if you talk about The Walking Dead, Pong, or Gollum, I need a £50 super chat right now, and I'll make it happen tomorrow. Because I ain't putting myself through that sort shit torment ever again. Huntsman is $100. You drop a £100 super chat right now, and I'll play Huntsman tomorrow. There you go. If I'm gonna suffer through that game, and my arachnophobia is mental, like, you know how shit scared I am of spiders. That's my price. And I got 60 seconds before I end the stream. There's the goals. Otherwise, if I miraculously hit 10,000 subs, I'll play Kong and Golem then as a celebration. Golem was critically acclaimed, sir. Indeed it was. Indeed it was. Just not for my sanity. When my PC was struggling to run that game and it almost overheated while I was streaming. Good lord, that game was trash. But folks, that's going to be it. I am going to grab something to eat because I am extremely hungry. As I said before the stream, I hadn't had nothing to eat yet, and I finished work pretty much 10 to 8, I think it was. And I immediately jumped on and got everything ready. I really hope you've all enjoyed yourselves today, and hopefully I'll see a bunch of you tomorrow. Outer Worlds 2. I haven't started that yet. I'm going to finish Ninja Gaiden 4 before I start the next game. But I am going to get to it. But I need to start finishing some games. But hey, we did hit 40 likes, not the 50 that I was hoping to get to. It's better than nothing. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats and everything. Thanks for being here tonight. Sorry for the late start. And I will see you all tomorrow for Community Night, for those of you who are there. Community Night is open to everyone, not just members. It is open to absolutely everyone. And the only thing that I stipulate is that if you are a member, a YouTube member, you do get priority over non-members. That's it. Because previously it was kind of locked to members, but I wanted to open it up to everyone because you're all part of the community and you are what make this channel continue working. So that is just something that I offer them. So if you are about tomorrow evening, we'll see you then. But check in my Discord if you haven't. There's a link to my Discord where you can see the games that will be up. I'll have those posted, and we can just make sure you've got those games ready. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right. I see none of that super chat came in. I escaped for another week. Skeletor wins again. Peace out, folks.